everybody, as we transition into this. And normally, this would be a futures opening tonight for the crypto markets and such, but I believe the stock market might be closed tomorrow. Tomorrow, as I have a travel day back, so I haven't really been paying attention. Yeah, it's closed tomorrow for tomorrow. As I have a travel day back, so I haven't really been paying attention. Yeah, it's closed tomorrow for tomorrow. What else is buying? But yeah, it's closed tomorrow, so the futures market's going to work a little bit differently today. Gold, it'll pop on for a minute, but now we got to wait until Monday night for the significant trading. It's very interesting. As you can see, I made an addition to my chart because we talked about the CME futures. If you paid attention to the live yesterday and so on and so forth, we have the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. That's Bitcoin 1 on the top. That's Bitcoin CME futures. It's delayed because it's not online right now. But as you can see, we have a substantial gap between Bitcoin at 111,700. Last night it went to 109,000 and some change. And I kept telling everybody, we have this gap. It should be filled. Now, can we go farther down? You better believe we can go farther down. The issue is if we go farther down from here, the next step is likely 92. Like if we go down from here and this breaks down, we break down this formation that was there, but we're creating a more of a almost rising triangle essence right now. So we'll see how this plays out. Even if it goes down, just remember, we have to fill that gap. So remember when we had the gap at 110 when we came down here to fill it, right? And on the last couple day drop, we went all the way up to 126 first, which was highly predictable once we got past 115.7. We figured we'd run up to 126 for the rejection. Perfectly placed that rejection as well. And now it comes down to the bottom of the support to fill in that CME at 110. But now as it did that, just like a few weeks ago, we left the CME around 110 that got filled. Now we've left one at 116. Where's this at? 116. 990, and there's no reason to even debate it. We've got it right on the chart from when it closed on Friday. So isn't it ironic that it's way up there and it pulled back up right before the close? So a lot of people I see were against me when I said I'm liquid. I'm waiting for a massive crash. I didn't know when, how, or where. And I certainly didn't expect it to happen all in like a 45-minute to 2-hour period. But the bottom line is we were prepared for it. And some people still can't believe how I got such low pricing. I shared it with the audience. I shared my just over 8.5 cent buy for IOTA. I shared the 13 cent buy with Algo. Shared the 5.6 cent buy with XDC. I shared them all. You know, I shared every buy that I did. The Epic buy at 72 cents on average. I shared every single, the XLM edition. And it's because I have exchanges set up that I know will work. That's why I use TOOBIT. That's why I use WEX. They were spot on. And for everybody still using the tier 1 exchanges, they're fine. I have Kraken. But let me tell you a story. I had to wait for like an hour and a half on Kraken for XDC's price to go where it was supposed to because it stayed at 6.667 when it should have been at 5.3, 5.4, 5.2. The same thing happened with Algo. It was showing 23 cents and then 17. So instead of buying it on Kraken, I bought it on TOOBIT, and now my algo sits on TOOBIT right now because I was able to buy it at just over 13.2 cents, and it was another 10 cents per time. And then it ended up leveling out to like 16 cents on Kraken, but that's still like 30, that's still a big difference. So the tier 1 exchanges were absolutely kicking you in the nuts. Never use Robinhood for crypto. You've seen it wouldn't let you trade during that time. Never use Coinbase, never use Binance. All those did not let you trade. Uphold didn't let you trade. Crypto.com didn't let you trade. Well, it did, but the pricing was ridiculous. So have the tier 1 exchanges so you can withdraw money, send your stuff back to, but have TOOBIT, have WEX. They're both in the video description below and our pinned comments. No more excuses here. Get yourself ready before the drop happens. Now what I'm hearing, Tom, I'm playing it safe. I'm completely liquid. I'm waiting for the next drop of XRP to 80 cents. I'm waiting for the next drop of everything this low in X, Y, and Z. Are we joking right now? I tried to prepare everybody before the 65% drop, 70% drop to be liquid. And then everybody wants to be liquid now. Like, I hate to break it to you, but that drop happened. You can't take that back. So whether or not we go all the way back down there or not is to be determined, but you definitely should be piling up for alt season. I've been targeting the first and second week in November for like 9 months for alt season. Now everyone expects another drop, and I'm sitting here saying I'm the happiest person in the world. And if it drops, it drops. I really don't care. And I will start to stack up cash on the side again in case it does. But there is no way in hell I'm going to sell out of the opportunity that I've been given now. This is like buying it at the bottom of a bear market for most of these. I mean, realistically, Epic made a new low. And now we're sitting at $1.03. And I get a bunch of people telling me they're selling it and all that. It's like, what were we waiting for? When everybody wanted to buy Epic up here, and I said, don't touch it. Buy it when it backtests the overall pattern breakout. Then we got a steal because it dropped all the way down. Now, I promise you, no one's getting it at 48 cents on that wick. It was a 1 minute wick. Even I couldn't get it on that 1 minute wick, and I was ready and loaded. It was like a 4 minute period. I ended up getting 72 cents. I had some fill down here, some fill up here. It ended up being 72 cents on average. So I'm very happy where it's at. Now, if we melt back down, and sometimes it does, it depends if they end up being a V shape. It depends how they play out. But if you're looking for a rejection, you are certainly looking for a breakdown. Man, it's going to be tough, though. Anybody waiting for that wick exhaustion, they don't always fill back the entire way. And as many that think this is a bear flag, can't you say this is a bull flag as well with the pull starting down here and pulling massively back up? Remember, a lot of these are liquidations of the shorts. Having to close out and buy back. You know, when you get margin called and your entire portfolio gets hammered, I'll show you the thing about leverage. And please, I see a lot of people still pushing leverage after all of this. Like, are we serious right now? Why? You've seen everything from it, and you understand now when I do leverage, why whenever I do copy trade, it's 1x where there's no liquidation because of events like yesterday. Even a 2x got wiped. 2x, or 2 days ago, the 2x positions got absolutely annihilated. And make sure you follow me, not just on here, but Facebook. I've been doing God's work on Facebook. I'm using their platform to my advantage. We went over 7,900 followers now. That's great. And we jumped over 47,200, so we broke over the 100 margin on YouTube finally. We were stuck at 47,100 for a while. So I'm going to read this to you. Good morning. And this is what I put. There's two things I want to read to you. Good morning. Let's see. We have 101. Make sure to hit that like button as well if you're in here. So good morning. 8:55 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Sunday, October 12th, 2025. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. After Michigan got absolutely bent over and banged out of existence last night. Sharon Moore, I never wanted him as a coach. Everybody argued with me because I'm pissed that he's our coach. He looked like ass yesterday. And if I was Bryce Underwood, I would get the hell out of Michigan. That offensive scheme is horrible. When we had our interim head coach, we looked way better for 2 weeks. I would fire that guy on the spot. I would have never hired him. You were the defending national champion and you hire a bum. The guy's a bum. He's not a good coach. He was an overrated offensive coordinator. And now we're going to see Michigan just suck now. So anyhow, further investigation into the October 10th cryptocurrency liquidation reveals increasingly complex dynamics. The initial sell-offs commenced at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, preceding the first tariff announcement at 10:57 a.m. Subsequently, short positions were established by major market participants, and I'll show you some of the leverage, how much was lost after this as well. Anticipating a substantial decline, notably at 4:30 p.m. and 4:49 p.m. Eastern Time, a substantial short position exceeding 23 million was acquired by a single entity. The liquidation of long positions occurred at a historically high ratio of 7-to-1 compared to short positions. Consequently, a significant majority, estimated at over 80% of the 1.6 million liquidated traders. You hear that? 1.6 million liquidated. There was 1.6 million traders that got liquidated because they can't read a chart. And even if they could, they still buy leverage. It doesn't make any sense. Subsequently, these whales promptly liquidated their short positions at 5:20 p.m. Eastern Time, market bottom within a 30-minute time frame. As long positions were overwhelmed by trading volume, the resulting trading volume triggered the first ever $20,000 candlestick in Bitcoin, precipitating a 380 billion reduction in market capitalization before a subsequent V-shaped recovery as short positions were closed. The event not only represents the largest liquidation event to date, but also surpassed the previous record by a factor of 9. This event is anticipated to be a significant reference point for market analysis in the coming years. But it's a store of value like gold or silver, right? Okay, let's keep telling ourselves that. No, crypto is the easiest way if you read it. Not about time in market, as you once again found out it's timing the market. A guy sitting in XRP in 2017 is underwater, or 18 at the top. So just remember, it's about timing, not time. It's about how much you have when the time is right. I seen the most absurd thing I've ever seen when I was doing my Facebook stuff this morning, posting this. Somebody said, and it's somebody who has 2.6 million followers that just popped up on my screen. I'm not following them. I blocked them. They said, I spent 2 years dollar cost averaging into a leverage position. You don't dollar cost average into leverage. No, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Like, stop listening to these people. How do you dollar cost average into an unpredictable leverage position? That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. So stay away from these people that are begging you to lose your money. Oh, and you think the whales are exempt? Because remember, it's only retail manipulation, right? Wrong. We don't have enough dollars to control that. This is data of some of the biggest wallets doing futures trading. Now, y'all know why I always preach spot trading. In 24 hours, somebody, look at all these losses. 17, I'll start at the top, $59,799,300, 83% liquidated. 35.1 million, 41% liquidated. 21.9 million, 100% lost. All of it. 19,883,000 down 89%. 19,786,000 100% liquidated. 18.9 million 100% liquidated. 18.8 million 100% liquidated. 18.6 million 100% liquidated. 17.1 million 100% liquidated. 17.1 million 88% liquidated. But we think we can do better as retail? I don't think so. It's impossible. Stick to spot. And when you're about to buy and I tell you, don't be exit liquidity because this isn't the bottom. This isn't the bottom. Keep buying the not bottom. And then when it's the bottom, everybody's telling me they're not buying and they're waiting for the bottom. I feel like sometimes I live in la-la fairy tale land. Like, I say something, everybody disagrees, it happens, and they all agree with what I said before it happens. And then when I'm doing the opposite of what they're doing, then they disagree with me again because they're waiting for what to happen already happened. You guys realize a big crash historically already happened. So now we got to test some of these higher boundaries, which we're doing right now. I don't know how far we go down. Nobody does. But I do know one thing. We have to go back and fill that gap at 116.9 before anything else happens. To an extreme level. Now, maybe we fall out again before it happens. We'll find out together this week. But don't hedge your bet on something that you could have already hedged it on. You know how many people are giving me crap because I hold Epic right now and telling me, what are you doing? It's like, what am I doing? I waited that entire consolidation and didn't buy until it came back into my buy zone. Patience. And then I got a 27% better deal than even I was expecting. And I was called a fool so many times for saying it was going under $1. Now everybody told me XRP can never go back to that gap at $1.50. Or my target at $1.37 was stupid. Yeah, we've seen it all week. And guess what happened? XRP went down to the target. It filled out the pattern it showed when we got nervous and said, uh-oh. It's showing us a broadening wedge. It showed us the breakdown. And you can see the fifth wave crashed. We had a fifth wave that needed to go down and had to make a newer low. And I was very transparent and said, it's not going to hold that structure when it does it. Now the question is, do we come back? Because we have to come back up here and test it now. But look at this flag. Looks like a bull flag setting up. That is absolute unbelievable pullback. And do I expect all upward volatility? Absolutely not. Absolutely not, but I see every influencer and their mothers and brothers telling everybody, just sit on the sidelines and wait to see what happens. You just told them to sit out of a 70% drop? Are you out of your mind? When all these same people were buying it, it drives me nuts. Maybe I'm a little heated because Michigan sucks. But at the same time, it's perplexing. You can't win if you do, you can't win if you don't. That's why you just got to do what you do, and then you hope people follow. I really do hope people understand what I've been pushing and preaching. This gave me vibes of 21 all over again. I felt like I was on an island making my predictions when the rest of everybody else thinks it's just parabolic. And here we are again. Some people are I like this because the talk's starting again. And I would encourage you to share this in the crypto comments. A few people shared it in the comments of the videos. Back in 21, they kept calling me the crypto Rain Man. And now they're calling me the Rain Man of crypto again. I like that better than being the bearish bitch. Because it's either I'm the Rain Man or the bearish bitch because people hate when I'm bearish. Don't you love when I'm bearish because you can get out ahead? I keep telling everybody the positioning we just put ourselves in 2 days ago when everybody had every dollar known to man in crypto and we were almost all elixir aside from XRP, what we had. And XRP, we were basically liquid. And I kept preaching the message. Like I was trying to hunt, and then I'm like, you know what? No hunting. Because we can see this drop of Bitcoin. Once I seen the liquidation of Ethereum at 4,089 and then the needed drop to 3,500, the back test, I knew you don't do anything. It's not trader time right now. You wait. And then you buy when it back tests the pattern breakout. Now, if it falls back in and this is a head and shoulders, you've got guidance. You can sell when it comes up and test. I'm not going to tell you if you bought that dip, you are not allowed to sell that big recovery. But what I am going to tell you is be careful because technically what we're trying to do is set up for alt season that historically for crypto, in my opinion, November ends up being the most bullish month for crypto. And normally because we have the biggest historic drops in October and September. I always talk about September being bearish, October starting green, and then it drops on the noose. It snaps our necks, and the whole month of October, we're working to get back to where we were to start. And then by November, we're ready to cook. The amount of liquidity that we have cleared out here has never been seen before in crypto, ever. It's never been seen. Never. The fact that we cleared out every single breakout that we had to clear out is enough. I put this line across here so long ago and said, if we back test that, we clear out all liquidity from back here that we didn't do before. All of it. And what do? We back test that entire structure. You could not have asked for a better opportunity here in the history of what we've been doing here. I've been doing this since March 24th of 2021, and I always say you can't miss days, otherwise you miss things like this. And I will continue to get people that watch me every single day that just can't grasp because we have our own objective. I always tell you, if you don't think like I do, you're wrong. Because if I don't think like I do, I'm wrong because all I'm doing is looking at what the charts are saying. That is it. The charts predicted Trump's news. How could we have possibly been that illiquid if nobody knew what was about to happen? I speak with my money. I speak with our currency. I speak and I will put my charts and my knowledge against anybody because I don't do paid advertisements, paid sponsorships. I'm not manipulated in any way. I have the faith and trust of our community. I have the help of the community who gives me feedback, who gives me info that I don't have the ability to understand at the time. Epic, I didn't even know what it was until the audience brought it to me some time ago. And then I did some deep research. I'm like, oh my God, 30 million tokens or a little over, real world asset, the first ever beta to connect the real world assets to blockchain and individual institutions, investors, retail through the blockchain via the ledger. I talk about XDC for the R3. I talk about IOTA for the mainframe of the IoT tokens. I talk about Algo as an alternative if you missed XRP at 30 cents. Algo is at 13 cents. 13! Actually, it went lower than that, but I couldn't get it filled. It went to 10.8. I got it filled somewhere around here. Am I mad? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I remember we talked about 9.4 as the floor. If it had a wick or some kind of quick drop, this is what I want to see. Now we have an uptrend. Don't you see what I see? Why am I the only one this happy? What happened to my friends that knew? And why are we so afraid now? How come everybody was buying when it was 80% more, but everybody's afraid to buy when it drops 75%? Is that A, you ran out of money buying the dip that wasn't the dip? Or B, you have no confidence, no testicular fortitude, no ability to see past the influencers that are schrucks? We need to do some serious soul searching going forward because everybody's going to miss alt season this time. Everybody. Not me, not some of you, but almost every community is going to miss alt season. Why? They're fearful. Now nobody wants to buy. This is great. I love being on an island. Remember when everybody was buying and I said I never felt more confident because everybody says it can't go down, so it's going down? Now everybody says it's got to go back down. Now I feel even more confident that the crash has happened. Everybody's waiting for the crash. And even if it crashes again, we're just melting back to the levels. Now, I don't know if it's going to melt all the way back down or not. XDC gave us a little bit of a vision last night as it melted a little bit. But after it got down to 5.9, it popped back up here. Now we're sitting at 6.1, 6.2, 6. We'll see. Tomorrow, I would imagine, is going to be a very interesting day in cryptocurrency. Very interesting as we don't have the CME. We're just closed tomorrow. So everything you thought you were going to see today, you'll probably see tomorrow. I am very interested to see when the gold and silver bullion comes online to see what that does. Believe it. So let me say hi to some of you. I got a travel day back today. 10:30, 11 o'clock, I'll be driving back home. It's about 3.5, 4 hours. Not looking forward to it, but at the same time, looking forward to be home. These beds here are killing my back. I can barely, they're horrible. They're comfy, but they're horrible because I just can't do it. So I'm ready to go back home. As much as I like coming to Grand Rapids, it's still, it's an appointment for my son. We have to get his button changed and a checkup from a surgeon every 3 to 4 months. Especially now that he's getting a little bit bigger for button size changes when it needs to be, yada, yada. So feel good and blessed that all that went good and that we're going back home today. And I'll feel better after I get back home. I'll try to do a live tonight. No guarantee. It all depends on how my son's demeanor is. But definitely needs to be some content. But let me say hi to some. Defined welcome in and good luck out in the deer stand today. Says, hey, everyone, hit that like on the way in. Consider subscribing and joining Tom's Army for the best technical analysis on YouTube. If you are not in the Telegram, you're missing out. I could not agree more about that. And thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XP Predictor. And also, a very trusting mod in here and in the Telegram said also the reminder the Big House Readers Digest newsletter to catch you up to speed of what's going on in the community just came out hot off the presses. So if you want to see that, if you are a part of Tom's Army, which thanks to gifted subs from myself and a few others, we're able to crack, a very important milestone. So don't want to talk about that, but if you're part of it, you're part of it. If you're not, I hope to encourage you to be part of Tom's Army, join our community deeper. And the Big House Readers Digest, number 11, I encourage you to go through all of this, read through this, see some of the names, see some of the new members this week. We're up to 488 members inside here, so just pay attention. Oh, I love that this was shared. I love that he shared the data. Man, this is beautiful. So just read through this. But I want to read one thing that Defined, and we talked about, and he was very good at this. He put, the old school members built the foundation through consistency, loyalty, and leadership. The new school brings fresh energy, new ideas, and momentum over time. New will become old, and the cycle will continue. That's how a strong, lasting community evolves and doesn't fizzle out and die. Each of us has a responsibility to lead by example, and that goes for the community during the lives too. Stay positive and respectful, share knowledge, not noise, help others understand instead of criticize, represent this community with integrity both inside and outside the group. So read the rest of this, though. Read the rest of this. If you're in the community. I don't want to spoil it, but read the rest of that edition. That's the 11th week now we've had, almost 3 months. So for XRP, the biggest thing I'm watching this morning is to see how we react if we come back up here to that 263 breakdown. We say it all the time. You got to back test these levels. Now, the beautiful thing is before we ever did any of this, we came all the way down and filled this out. Like it filled every single support structure out that I had on the board. Like I'm awe-inspired right now by XRP's movement. I am. Because it went to $1.37. Some exchanges went to 77, but I don't count that. That was in Tether. I count the $1.37-ish was on average, $1.36 area hit. That broadening wedge we seen before this dropped. And we said, hey, that resistance, once the 5-wave falls out, if it doesn't hold 264, I mean, the broadening wedge suggests, and we were like, well, this is interesting, isn't it? On Facebook, I put a post out 45 minutes before the drop and said, I don't even remember what I said, to be honest with you. I know I said something. And I'm referencing Facebook because I encourage you to join so you can get deeper information. I'm encouraging you. And we've been, ever since I switched the way I put out info, I'm not recommended. So it won't recommend me for some reason. Recommendation. So this just goes out. But ever since I changed the way that I've been doing this with my textile posts and things like that with deeper info, it's been averaging about 14,000 views a day. If I was recommended, it'd be doing a lot better, but I am not. So there's nothing I can do about that because they won't recommend my page. Too much information. Probably one of the craziest posts I ever did was this one. Between this and what I put on the Telegram, XRP holders, XRP destined for $1.34 in the broadening wedge. And if you look at it at the time, it was literally minutes. Within 45 minutes of when that drop happened. Remember how the Chicago Mercantile Exchange looked? I put that out right after the close, I believe, when it pulled up that last time. And then it just fell out to the broadening wedge. And I put it in the Telegram too. And it's like, that to me, that gave me vibes of 21. All of this does. All of this does. And it's so awesome seeing 131 people in here. The problem, once again, was we were getting 70, 80 people right before the drop. And then once the drop happened, we had 230 people in here. I want the people buying and seeing before it all happens. Mark Caston, Crazy Pole, welcome in. And thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year at the I Told You So Bad. So I'm with Mosey here and George Athana's George, welcome in for over 1 year in Tom's Army as well. What a beautiful soul and sign this is this morning. Jerry Clark, Louisville, thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 3 years with the XRP 589, or the XRP Diamond Hands badge. Wow. And John Patakin for over 2 years with the XRP 589 Moon badge. Shane, Big Dog, Mr. G. Stott, thanks for being in Tom's Army 3+ months with the XRP Meteor. What a beautiful community we have here. I love seeing everybody so excited for crypto, regardless of how it looks. John Page, Frisky Auto, good morning. Quicksand, Florida Attorney, good morning. And welcome in from South Africa, Quicksand and Stone. Excellent. Excellent. That's Algorand. Algo is very popular in Africa. Very popular. I think you would know more about it. They're trying to use it as like a point of unit of exchange for currency. Kind of like how the central banks. Oh, shit. I got something great to share about XRP I shared with Facebook yesterday. I wanted to talk about it this morning. Oh, this is going to be great. And it's speculative on my part, of course, with some of the info I found, but you guys will let me know what you think after I say hi to everybody. Frankie Fresh, it's on a losing Crypto Cooter. Thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XP Predictor. And Frankie Fresh, I hope your hand is moving by 1 millimeter, whatever the smallest fraction of a margin is. I hope you're getting that much more movement. And give Janine my love, because without her, this community is a little less humble and awesome. Anthony Venegas, you son of a bitch, says, good morning, Tom. Go USC as to shove it down my throat even deeper. Yes, USC whooped our ass yesterday because Sharon Moore's a horrible coach. He sucks. I didn't want him to begin with, and I got criticized. And now Everybody's agreeing with me in Michigan fans saying they should fire him. They should have never hired him. He had no experience. We were the defending national champs, and you hire a coach who's never coached. How stupid are we at Michigan? DJRC, good morning, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. King Diddy, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for your first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. Ben B, good morning, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. Sola Jeffy, good morning, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for your first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. J Free Mix, good morning. I like reading the comments on Facebook. People were saying no TA could ever have predicted that drop. I know. Everybody keeps saying it. It's like, hello, what am I, chopped liver over here? Because I'm the only one who actually had the right chart. I've been telling everybody for so long, like, don't believe me because of what I say. Look at my history over 4.5 years. I predicted the run up in 21, the exact top of the bull run in 21, the exact bottom in 23, the exact top in January, the exact bottom drop out now. At what point do I get my balls back? Well, at what point do I get the benefit of the doubt? That's what I want to know. I love having to prove everybody wrong time and time again because influencers are so dumb. Wait a minute, I'm an influencer. But there's always an anomaly. Remember, there's always the one person who veers to the right track and is not influenced by money. Fortunately for all of you, you found the community. I could be making so much on sponsorships and I don't. By lying to all of you. Buy this trash. Remember the Aster token they all pushed? Ah! Out of curiosity, I wonder what happened to that pile of shit. They wanted me to push it too. They were offering me hella tokens to push that token. Hella tokens. Had a nice recovery though from the top, but unfortunately, you know, I don't think anybody really knows how to trade that's pushing these tokens. Ooh. Oh! I never buy anything that they offer me for free. FYI. So when you ask me why I hate certain things, guys, I'm an influencer with 47,000 plus subscribers now. Don't you think all of these sponsored tokens come to me first too? I put out the list of the GOAT token and all these other tokens where they've come to me and tried to offer me free tokens. I won't buy any of them if they come to me and offer it. I'm not buying them. It's not going to happen. What's the point? I'm going to throw my money away or yours? So yeah, I'm very honest, but that's why people hate me. Lucky Guy, welcome in. David Kennedy, good morning. Lesson to be learned, don't rage trade based on football teams. You are damn right about that. Oh, I love it. I love it. You know what sucks about the Michigan game? I won $175 on FanDuel yesterday on a $50 bet. So I took that $175, and when Michigan was down, plus 300 or whatever, I'm like, the hell with it. I'm putting it on it. Easy bet to lose. Easy money lost. Dennis Smith, good morning, and thanks for being in town for 3+ months with the XRP Meteor. Kryptonian, good, and I take full responsibility for jinxing Michigan by betting on them. But then again, Michigan and Michigan football and basketball are never good at the same time, and Michigan's basketball team is probably going to win the title this year. I'm calling it now. I'm calling my shot. We're going to the Final Four, and we're probably going to win the title. Calling my shot. I've been betting them on plus 1,900 all summer. Every time I win a bet, I put more on them. I think it pays out about $3,000 if we win the title at plus 1,900. I have a strategic way. Boss Peru, good morning, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for your first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. Justin Moose said you didn't think it would be that easy, did you? No, I really didn't. The road less traveled, welcome in. Or, I mean, Mr. Stats, that's the road less traveled. Cowabunga, good morning, and congratulations being mentioned in our Sunday edition today. Hopefully you've seen that and appreciated that. And good morning to you, friend. Tanya May, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 3 years with the XRP Diamond Handbands. Thank you, love. And if your daughter's watching, thank you so much for your support. It means more to me than you'll ever know. I think Tanya's daughter too allowed me to not be so vulgar. It allowed me to do it in a different way because I'm like, if she's watching, I gotta be a a kinder, better version of myself. Syrian, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So Bad and a very trusted mod in here and in the Telegram. Jack, good morning, says, hey, buddy, let's get this money. We're trying. We are trying. It's no coincidence exchange became unusual during those liquidation events. Not all exchanges. Not all exchanges. I did not have a single problem with TOOBIT, and I didn't have a problem with WEX. Some people said they did. I didn't, as you can see by my buys. So no, not all exchanges. Tier 1 exchanges, yes. BitUnix, like I've said before, it's not the same for the USA, and guess what happened on BitUnix? They're offering you vouchers, but it was untradeable for a lot of it. So that was another one. So, yeah. But CJ2 Pilot, thanks for the $4.99 donation. Says the only constant in crypto are the variables. You are right about that. And thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So Badge, and also that very generous super chat. That's incredible. And I'm glad you've seen that, Cowabunga. You definitely deserve it. You definitely deserve it. Asked Winbush, good morning. Thanks for being in Tom's Army 3+ months with the XP Meteor, along with Dan Marginal. Marco Tremley, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XP Predictor. Justin says tier 1 exchanges. I agree. Yeah, but you need the tier 1 exchanges so that we can withdraw back to our bank accounts too and things like that if we want to send money. Right now, I've been very, very proactive. I'm not looking to send any money off of the exchanges right now. I'm waiting to build this into an epic alt season. I've been very, very, man. It's crazy. I'm going to step out for a little bit. Glad to be back. Remember, in for a penny, in for a pound, and smash that like button. Absolutely, Cowabunga. I'm so blessed to see you in here as well this morning. Have a blessed Sunday. For anybody going to church, please say a prayer for me. I won't be able to go today because I'll be traveling, and I'm not very happy about it. I like to go to church, and I wasn't able to go last week because my son had an inner ear infection, so I was home with him. Got to be dad. Anthony Venegas said you're the GOAT, Tom. I appreciate that. I do. I really do appreciate that. And Anthony Venegas, USC. Good morning, Tom. Go USC. Another dagger in my heart. But yeah, no, USC deserved it. I give credit to Lincoln Riley. He's got that team on the move right now. And they've arrived in the Big Ten now, for sure. Gold has priced me out as silver still in play at 50-ish. It is, but I would encourage everybody to see how we react. Because I thought for silver, we might hit 55 first and then back test 50. So we'll see, because we went from 51-ish or 50, just over 51, back to 49, 48-ish. So I too want to see how we react here. I don't know what we're going to do this morning. I've got mixed feelings, especially what's going on. But remember, what's the best way of saying this? When sound money is looking for yield, because money always finds yield, even if in this case we're speaking of currency in a unit, it's still our money right now, unless you understand gold and silver. Everybody else just understands it as money. I might call it currency and get pissed. But, so, here's the deal. It's not overpriced, but you could find yourself down 20% at any given time, if that makes sense. The reason it's not overpriced right now is we were working on a cup on silver, and just please pay attention, everybody. And I'll tell you the floor that could happen in the worst case scenario. We've been working on a cup since 1981, or the cup, January of 1980. That cup was finished in 2011, so it took 31 years. Then we worked on a handle that started in 2012 and took all the way until 25 to break out. So a 40-year or 32-year cup followed by a 13-year handle. The target out of this is $93.61. So are you late? Maybe. Is it too late? Not even close. Historically, by a 6-to-1 ratio, which I say 15 just to give you some credibility, look where silver would have to be even at 15-to-1 ratio to be equivalent to gold. We're still at 80-to-1, historically high. No, it's not at 115 or 95 or 106 to 1. But that means you can buy 80 ounces of silver for 1 ounce of gold. It's still historically high. But no, I'm gonna be the first one to tell you there's a lot more volatility here than there was. You know, I've been pushing the miners for as long as I can think since January when we made the flip, but now it's you're in that volatile stretch. We'll see what happens Monday when we come back online. I expect extreme volatility today. I expect extreme volatility tomorrow. I expect extreme volatility heading into November. But remember, we need extreme volatility to make extreme price movements. Everybody that I see calling now because of that historic drop, calling for government regulations, you make me sick. Every influencer, every retail trader, everybody in my audience who's calling for the government and asking for their help for regulations, you're in the wrong field. Get out. I don't need you here. I mean, I need you in my audience, but I don't need you pushing that agenda. You want the government to take control of what was supposed to be an unregulated market for a reason? Go trade the stock market. If the government's regulating this, wait until they start halting shit when it's up 10% because it's going too fast. Or they turn off the buys and it has to be one complete sell. If you're not familiar with that, go check out the stock market for any given length of time. So it's crazy. It's crazy what's going on in the markets. Sean Crothers, welcome in. My main man from Maine says good morning, and a very trusted mod in here says good morning, Tom. I survived and I'm almost all in on Epic. How is everyone else? I love it. And yeah, we've got extreme volatility, so pay attention for alt season here. Try to find your pricing. Alex, thanks for being in Tom's Arm for your first month with the emoji badge and me being abducted by aliens. Says, Tom, what if Aladdin BlackRock is live on exchanges, especially on Binance? That would be heavy impact on the charts, just saying, because the charts are behaving differently. You are right about that. And what I say is the exchanges that dip down, like how Binance and some of the other ones dipped way down on XRP to 70, 80 cents and were way down on different assets compared to other exchanges, you avoid those exchanges. Those are the ones that purposely hunt stop losses on leverage. And they have extraordinary, I've seen wicks. And now in 2 months, we have to pay attention because a lot of times these exchanges will delete it from the history so you can't see the low wick. You guys all know what I'm talking about if you've been in here since 21. We've seen it a million times. Uphold once famously did it. Well, they did a wick on their exchange, and it was down to like 17 cents on XRP. All of a sudden, a week or two later, it disappeared, and the low was like 46. And that was all the way back prior to the run in 21. And I'm like, where did it go? And I was newer to crypto, but and the exchanges and the volatility in exchanges and the differences especially. Not anymore. Gold and silver are God's money and always will be. You are right about that, Ronald. And welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Arm for your second month with the Dusty's House Crypto News. Amazing. I'm glad I stayed in. I'm already happy with my portfolio, and there was no way I could have capitalized on the drop. I was working. Exactly. Some people just have to buy it where the best is, and then that's why spot. You sit and you wait for opportunity, and you do what you got to do. Crypto.com CEO is calling on the government to look into fairness of exchange. Of course they are. And Crypto.com is one of the worst. Isn't that kind of the cat calling the kettle? They should be the last person. The broadening wedge was already confirmed. 2 hits of resistance, 2 hits of support, Ronald. Remember, a broadening wedge, unlike all other mostly pattern formations that have 3 hits of resistance and support, a broadening wedge is known by 2 hits on resistance, 2 hits on support. That volatile third hit is what everybody looks for confirmation, but it's already confirmed on the second hit on each side. But now it just looks like it. Yeah, welcome to regulated market of crypto, folks. 28 is the exit door. I keep telling everybody, once that regulation kicks in, I'm out. You guys think I'm joking? I'm out. I'll still be here every day covering crypto, but I'm not going to be trading it the same way. I'm not doing digital. I'm not doing biometrics. I'm not doing any of that crap. So we're doing what we got to do now. Yeah, Barron Trump made 80 million times. Yeah, but 80 million to him is like 80 cents in our pocket, so it's not really anything. They're billionaires. Barron Trump was born with billions of dollars. So, I mean, They all knew it was going to happen. Think about it. Eric Trump, buy Ethereum at 4,500 for this next bit. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Good morning, Diesel. But I'm just being honest this morning because we're going to have a lot of volatility. And I think retail has no clue what's going on anymore. I think retail is confused. I put in the title, XRP, Ethereum, alts, why you should be preparing for alt season. Bitcoin CME at 116.9K. It doesn't say expect alt season. It says prepare for alt season. CME at 116.9K. Retail is confused. And I love the title of this live. I want to read one more thing while I have your attention because soon I got to go get ready to travel back. It's almost 9. Well, it's after 9:30 now. But I want to show you one other thing that I posted, and this is about XRP. Put it on here yesterday, and it's about the banking. So why Ripple won't be just a regular bank. The Fed Master Account application is a game changer. Following the announcement of Ripple's membership into the American Bankers Association, the ABA, it is unlikely that Ripple will operate as a standard retail-style bank. While this development is significant, the application for a Fed Master Account is of greater interest. It is noteworthy that the market appears to be largely unaware of their advancements and the XRP price remains relatively stable. So instead of me reading news articles, I've been posting it in my own wording with what I know and what I'm reading, sometimes with help of AI so it sounds better. And, just so it's not, because I type fast so that there's not a bunch of, anyhow. Make sure you follow Facebook. It's in the pinned comments here in the very chat. Ripple, and it's almost 8,000 followers now. Ripple, through its subsidiary Standard Custody and Trust Company, has applied for a Fed Master Account concurrently with its application for a national banking license. This would allow them to directly custody their RLUSD reserves with the Federal Reserve. See, and this is where I find the problem, that they're using RLUSD for all this. Remember when we were led to believe it was going to be XRP for this form of liquidity? Here's your big problem right now that nobody wants to acknowledge. Reserve with the Federal Reserve enhancing the security of stablecoin is explained by CEO Brad Garlinghouse. Ripple's ABA membership, contrasting it with the non-membership of USDC issuer Circle, which has also applied for a national banking. Why do so many people leave when we read the best information? I apologize, but you need to see it. Applied for a national banking license. This suggests that only one crypto company can be considered a bank. And then the only reference that we could find was unknown DLT. Anticipates significant developments for Ripple and XRP. This was just their bullshit. I really wanted Vincent Van Codes because he, but I had to put it all. Anyhow, kind of give like a reference point. Significant development, blah, blah. Vincent Van Code's observation that the market is overlooking the forthcoming advancements for Ripple and XRP. The analyst suggests that retail investors are distracted by other market trends. Furthermore, while some believe Ripple is selling XRP to retail investors, the firm is in fact building the infrastructure for a new financial system. The potential for significant appreciation is yet to be fully realized. However, if we keep asking for government oversight, it's going to be even trickier. So, people are definitely, they should be concerned about Tuesday. Yeah. Just a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff. Let's see. Actually, faith in God. Yes. But yeah, we definitely don't want government oversight. That's what I'll tell you. I just duck and cover, I suppose, because there's going to be a lot of volatility here. A lot of volatility. Let's see. Yeah, no, it was definitely not earned money, folks. That's insider trading to the core. Don't say earn for Barron Trump. We could have all earned it with inside information, right? So, it's all a big game here in the USA. They tell the kettle they're helping us with the kettle, and then they cook us. They cook us on the, they cook the kettle. But what do we do? He's red. He's a Republican, so we trust him. Or he's a Democrat, so we trust him. Bullshit, tooey. They're all scumbags. As soon as you all realize the central banks are controlling this, Trump's words did nothing to the market. It was already built in. If it wasn't, how could we have been so liquid and took advantage of that drop? I love how everybody says nobody could predict it. Okay, keep telling yourself that. Don't trust anybody who says that. Maybe they're not smart enough to do technical analysis and should not be an influencer on the subject. This is just like a financial advisor that doesn't know anything about anything but the FANG stocks. Or a tax advisor that doesn't know the tax code. It's all the same shit. No. The Clarity Act is going to drop us like a... You don't want the Clarity Act. No. Edgar, even if I wanted to gift you a free membership, I couldn't do it by name. So I know you trust me for a reason. You've been here for a very long time. You can't gift to a particular member. We can gift subs now. But it goes randomly. YouTube randomizes it, which is stupid. But yeah, Edgar, just throwing it out there. He's saying, I want a gifted sub here. No, I'm just... let's see. Who was calling for... I'm going to do this one time this morning and don't get mad. Who said this? Clarity Act. Who said the Clarity Act? Oh, Brighton. If anybody has hate mail to be sent, Brighton264@gmail.com. If you are not wanting the, if you have bad things to say about the Clarity Act, please send it to Brighton at gmail. Or Brighton267@gmail.com. He will be happy to take your hate mail personally. No, just kidding. I did do that one time 4 years ago, and I accidentally said it about somebody's business when I randomized the numbers and everything, and they came in and they're like, I don't know what community this is, but I'm getting a lot of hate mail, and this is my work email. Could you not put that out there anymore? And I was like, uh-oh. Wow, Syrian, thank you so much for the gifted sub. Not only in Tom's Army for over 1 year and a very trusted mod, and here in the Telegram, give sub membership to Pete Moser gets it. How awesome is that? Pete, congratulations on getting the gifted sub. I'm just saying over time, I don't like any of these acts because it puts regulation on crypto. What was crypto, everybody? Brighton. What was crypto? Unregulated market. What are they turning into? A regulated market. You can't win like that. I expect an extreme volatility still. Still to the downside. We're going to get volatility. Make no mistake about it. At all. Craig, good morning, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 4 years with the XRP Diamond Hands badge. I expect to see some downward movement. I don't know how far, but just prepare. Because we know in time, we're going up to 116,990. So whatever you have to do, if it's a falling knife, so, you know, you gotta just pick a spot. Pick a spot where you think it's going to look good. I have to go pack and get ready to go take this drive home, which I'm not looking forward to for almost 4 hours. So I thank all of you. I bless all of you. Have a good day. If you're going to church, say a prayer for me because I won't be able to go today because I'm going to be driving home. And Mass is, 9:30 or 11 a.m. at home. But yeah, and let's try to pay attention to these charts and not get too far out ahead of ourselves. Let's try not to get too far out ahead of ourselves. So be blessed. Make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe to Tom's Army if you want to see more. At least hit the subscribe button to the channel. Like it. Turn the notifications to all. Pay attention to TOOBIT. As you know, I was able and the community was able to buy during those drops. WEX, pay attention to. I encourage TOOBIT and WEX because of different assets. TOOBIT's my A1 right now. It's in the pinned comments here. I encourage you when we do copy trading, it'll be in there. If you search TOOBIT Pro Trader, I haven't done anything besides the test trade, but it's going to happen. So just pay attention. I'm XRP Future Millionaire. You're all blessing to me more than you'll ever know. I'm going to go get ready for this travel I don't look forward to, and we'll touch base soon.